Hello guys, and welcome to another day of learning activities. So, on our schedule, number 1 is calendar. So, we are in the month of April, and looking at our days that are crossed off, we can see the last day that was crossed off is the 15th. So, moving up, we can see that yesterday was Wednesday. If yesterday was Wednesday, then today is Thursday. So saying today's date in a complete sentence, we would say that today is Thursday, April 16th, 2020. Now, if today is Thursday, that means tomorrow is going to be Friday. Let's sing our Days of the Week song. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right, let's keep trucking along. Number 2, daily write it. Today, you have a tricky word, but I'll bet you can get it correct. What is this a picture of? Well, this is a picture of a slide. Think about that word very carefully. Listen to me say it slowly. Slide. All right, now you say it slowly. Slide. Let's tap it. Slide. There's 4 sounds. I have 4 fingers down, so there's 4 sounds in that word. Slide. S-L-I-D. Now, when we say the word slide, that I says its name. That I says I. So how do we make a vowel say its name? Well, we can add a super silent E to the end, and it can hop around one letter, poke that vowel, and make it say its name. So, let's look at just that word, slide. S-L-I-D-E. That super silent E is going to poke that I to make it say its name. Okay, so your sentence today is, can he slide with me? Can he slide with me? Let's count the words. Can he slide with me? 5 words. Remember to do everything that good writers do. Check your capital letters, your spaces, your punctuation. And family, remember to check for correct letter formation for all of the letters that your child is writing. Okay, guys, go ahead and pause the video and write our sentence. Can he slide with me? Let's check them. I have my sentence right here. Can he slide with me? Can is the first word of our sentence, which means it gets a capital letter C. Can he slide with me? I did not have enough room to write me on this line, so I can't split up that word. I have to keep it all together, which means I have to come down to the next line on the left to write that word me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words that are all separated by spaces. We have a few trick words in here. Can, he, and me. Now, if I'm saying the sentence, can he slide with me? I'm asking if he can slide with me. It's a question, which means that at the end of my sentence, I would need to have a question mark because I'm asking if he can slide with me. I need an answer, okay? So it's a question. If you got your whole sentence correct, fabulous job. Give yourself a pat on the back. If not, that's okay. Go ahead and pause the video and fix your sentence now. Okay, now that we are finished with number 2, daily write it, let's move on to number 3, our letter and number review. Now, today, we are going to write the letter W. And I chose W today because W's can be a little bit tricky, because when we were in school, I noticed some of us really like to make our W's super fat, and they would take up a lot of the paper. So we're just going to practice W's, making sure that we're sizing them correctly and that we're forming them correctly. I'm going to get my pincer grip ready, pinch my marker, lay it back to sleep. Remember, I can use 3 fingers or 2, okay? For my uppercase W, I'm going to start at the skyline, slide to the grass line, slide up to the plane line, slide to the grass line, slide to the skyline. W, wind, W. Now a lowercase w is pretty much the same thing, except it starts at the plane line. Slide to the grass line, slide to the plane line, slide to the grass line, slide to the plane line. W, wind, W. And for our number today, we are going to write the number that is 3 greater than 13. So what does greater mean? Well, greater means bigger. So if it's 3 greater than 13, would we need to add 3 to 13 or take 3 away? If it's greater, we need to add more. How many more are we going to add? 3, because I said it was 3 greater. So put 13 in your brain, and then we're going to add 3 more. So 13's in your brain, 14, 15, 16. Today we're writing the number 16. A 1 and a 6 makes 16 pick up sticks. So my 1 has to come first. My 6 slides back, and then it curves up to the plane line. All right, make sure you're forming your letters and numbers correctly, using the lines correctly. Go ahead and make some uppercase W's, lowercase w's, and 16s. Go ahead and pause the video now. All right, now that you're done with that, we're going to move on to number 4, our lesson plan packet. So, we are still working in week 4. So I have my week 4 packet, and we are looking, oops, my papers are going to fall over. We are going to look at our lesson plan. Today we're on day 4, which is Thursday, okay? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to read Dad's Van, and it says to follow the directions that are on the reading sheet. So here's the reading sheet, and today we're working on a decodable, which means that children are reading to the family today. These are all words that we can stretch out and read on our own. So our family's not going to read this to us. We're going to do the very best that we can to read it to them, and they're only going to say a word if we need help, okay? So kiddos are going to tap out and blend these sounds together to make words, and they're going to read the whole decodable to their families. And then when we're done, there's questions for the families to ask us about the decodable that we just read. Now, families, remember, please don't throw those decodables away. Those are great resources to keep, and your children can read them numerous times to gain fluency, to be more fluent readers. All right, when we're done with reading, we're going to move on to math. And for math, we're continuing our daily drills, and we're on day 4 with that. So we've done day 1, day 2, day 3. Oh, I just realized that day 3 had 2 parts, and I think I just said 1 part yesterday. So hopefully yesterday you colored all the squares green and then drew 3 triangles. I think I missed the bottom part. Day 4 down here, it says how many? How many suns do you see? Write the number to tell how many. And then it says draw 1 more. So draw 1 more sun. So if you have 2 and you drew 1 more, well, now how many are there? When you finish that, I want you to tell your family if you just did addition or subtraction and tell them the number sentence that fits. When you're done with that, we're going to move on to number fluency. So number fluency, we're doing the same thing. Our family will set the timer for how long? 1 minute. And we're going to see how far we can get in 1 minute. I read and write from left to right. Once I finish one row, I move on to the next row. And then families, if you would make a line to note where they stop, and we'll see if we are getting better as the week progresses. Kiddos, if we miss any, we can ask our family what they are when we are done. And families, if you notice your kiddo missed any, just review them with them after they're finished with their minute. All right, those are all of our math activities today. So when you're done with math, if you would like to do any of the additional math resources, since math is so super quick this week, these are great things that we can do to strengthen our knowledge of math skills. All right, then we have our reading log. It's the same every day. Families can read their kiddos a story for 10 minutes, or kiddos can read to their family for 10 minutes, and we'll write that on our reading log. Last thing in our packet today, we're on phonics. Remember, we're skipping the letter writing packet because when you do your videos, you pretty much already do that. We're practicing letter writing when we do our daily write it and our letter and number review, which is why I have these crossed out, because when you do the video, you don't need to worry about them. We already do a different version of that. So for phonics, what we do need to do is this middle sounds paper. So we are working on writing words, which is what we were working on in school before our coronavirus break started. So you are looking at the picture. You're going to sound out the word and think about the middle sound. So they did the first one for you. This is a picture of a cat. At. So they wrote the letter that says a, and then they wrote the whole word. You will do that for net, pan, bat, dog, cat. Remember to form your letters correctly, and parents, you can use that lowercase letter formation guide to help you with that too. When you're finished with the first phonics page, you'll flip it over and do the back. So say it, tap it, spell it. So you're going to look at the picture, and then you're going to circle the word that goes with it, and then do the same for the whole page. So hen, cub, cop, sad, or I'm sorry, sob. She's crying, so she's sobbing, and then run. All right, go ahead, pause the video, and do your super, most, best, awesome work now. All right, guys, let's continue. So we're moving on to number 5, our read aloud. So as we're continuing doing literacy work as we did in school, we're going to continue taking an exploration of our world, and we're going to continue talking about the continents today. So looking at our map of the earth, we have already talked about Asia and Europe. So continuing our exploration today, we're going to talk about Africa. Now remember, we live in North America over here. How can we get from North America, on the continent we live, to Africa? Can we walk? Nope, not through all of this ocean water. Could we take an airplane? Yes, we could. We could fly over the ocean from North America into Africa. Can we take a car? Nope, not through the ocean. So our best way, or our best mode of transportation from North America to Africa would definitely be an airplane. Now, is Africa this tan or white color that you see? Well, is Europe really purple? No, remember that's just how they show you that they're different continents on the map. But really, all of our continents, remember, they're big land masses. And they are green with a little bit of brown. And as we read our Africa text today, I want you to think why continents are green and brown. Keep that question in your mind as we read our text. So today we're going to be reading the book Africa, and it is by Rebecca Hirsch. So Rebecca Hirsch wrote the words. Did she also color the pictures? No, this book does not have an illustrator. That's why we can only see by Rebecca Hirsch, but we don't see the words illustrated by or pictures by, because all of the pictures that have been in our books, they are from cameras. No one colored them. They are real life photographs. So Rebecca Hirsch, her job was to write the words. Let's start our story. So Africa by Rebecca Hirsch. We have our table of contents that tells us the different topics that are in this book. And let's begin reading. Welcome to Africa. Africa is a continent. It has more than 50 countries. So looking under our picture, remember the little words are captions, and the captions tell us what's happening in the photograph. So this caption says, buffalo drink at a watering hole. The largest pieces of land on Earth are continents. There are 7. Africa is the yellow continent on this map. Is Africa really yellow? No. Remember, that's just how they show you where the continent is located. Remember, located means where it is at. People of Africa. Many people live in Africa. Some live in cities. Cairo is Africa's largest city. Cairo is Africa's largest city. Sorry, I lost my place. It is in Egypt. These children go to school near there. The Step Pyramid is near Cairo, Egypt. So this pyramid is called the Step Pyramid. Some Africans work on farms. They grow corn, rice, and other crops. A mother farms with her baby. Children play soccer in villages, cities, and on the beach. Soccer is the most popular sport in Africa. Boys play on the beach near Cape Town, South Africa. Wild places. Africa has deserts. The Sahara is the world's largest desert. It is very hot and dry. Camels walk across the Sahara Desert. Africa has grassy places called savannas. Savannas have wet seasons and dry seasons. Savannas have few trees. There are rainforests in Africa. It rains almost every day in the forest. Many kinds of plants grow there. A national park rainforest in Africa. Amazing animals. Africa is famous for its wild animals. Gorillas live in the forest. A silverback gorilla in the rainforest. Zebras, giraffes, and lions live in the savanna. Water and land. The Nile River in Africa is the world's longest river. People live near rivers so they can get water. Girls fill water jugs in the Nile River. Kilimanjaro is Africa's tallest mountain. People climb this mountain. They visit Africa to see its amazing animals, people, and places. Kilimanjaro National Park in Africa. Modern marvels. The Library of Alexandria in Africa is a very modern building. It has both sharp angles and smooth curves. Columns hold up parts of the building. The Library of Alexandria can hold millions of books. It also has art galleries and museums. Meet a meerkat. Meerkats live together in family groups. Meerkat families work together to gather food and raise their young. You can find meerkats on the African savannas. All right, and these are words you know. This is the desert, gorilla, mountain, savanna. All right. The end. Okay, I asked you to keep in mind a question. Remember, I asked you to think of why the continents look green or brown from outer space. So they gave us a clue in this book. So here we see a herd of zebras, and look at the ground. I'm also going to look for a page that starts with something with a D sound. That is brown. Do you know what I'm looking for? A desert. Look at what a large area this desert covers? There's a lot of brown here. Now, reading this page, it says Africa has deserts. If I had never heard that word desert before, how does this picture help me understand what a desert is? Well, I can look at it and I can see there's not many plants. It's very brown. Okay? It says the Sahara is the world's largest desert. It is very hot and dry. So why do you think there are not many plants that are growing in the desert? Well, our book just told us it's very hot and dry. What do plants need to survive? Well, they need water. And if the desert is very dry, there's not a lot of water, which is one of the reasons why you do not see a lot of plants in the desert. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question. What is the main topic of this book? So what is this book about? What is the main topic? It is all about Africa. So the main topic of this book is Africa is amazing. They taught us about cool different plants, animals, different features like deserts, rainforest. They taught us different ways that make Africa special. So what are some key details in this text? Well, we just talked about them. We know the main topic is about Africa. So all the key details are things that describe Africa. A key detail would be Africa has deserts. Another key detail might be Africa has rainforests. There is a river called the Nile River. Gorillas live in Africa. Meerkats live in Africa. Those are all different key details about the main topic, Africa. I want you guys to think about something that you noticed and something that you wondered. I also want you to think about something that you heard in this book that you thought was interesting or a fact that surprised you. Talk about these things with your family, and then since we're learning about a new continent today, families, if you would message me on class tag and let me know of a notice and a wonder your child had about the text. Remember, if you need to, you can go back and re-listen to it. All right. Enjoy having conversations with your family about Africa. All righty, guys, let's move on. We are on number 6, math. For math today, we're going to continue talking about our 3D shapes. Remember, 3D shapes are our fact shapes. So let's review them. Cone. A cone is like a party hat. What is this one? A cube. A cube is like the dice you drop. A sphere is like a bouncing ball. Last one. A cylinder. A cylinder is like a can of pop. Today we're going to talk about those 3D shapes, and they're going to help us learn above and below and what those words mean. So if I tell you there is a bug above my chair, what does above mean? Well, it means that if this cylinder is my chair, there's a bug above it. And above means somewhere on top of it, in the space on top of it. If I tell you that there is a bug below my chair, what does that mean? Well, if this is my chair, there is a bug below it. That means somewhere underneath it. So we are going to look at a picture of a playground. And in this picture of a playground, there's lots of different shapes, and we're going to figure out where they are, and our directions are going to give us clues. So let's read number 1. It says, circle the object that is shaped like a cone below the playset. Now, is below up or down? Below, under. So here's the playset. Where is the object shaped like a cone? Do you see it? Can you point to it? A cone is like a party hat. So it says circle the object shaped like a cone below the playset. Well, this cone is below the playset. It's not above it. It's below it. All right, we've done number 1. Let's move on to number 2. Mark an X on the object shaped like a cube above the playset. So are we looking up or down if it says above? Shaped like a cube. Would this be it? No? No? Yes! A cube is like the dice you dropped. So it says to put an X on the object shaped like a cube above the playset. That would be it. All right, moving on. Color the object that is shaped like a cylinder above the playset. Which object is shaped like a cylinder above the playset? Cylinder, cylinder, cylinder. Well, this water bottle is kind of shaped like a cylinder. It's more pointy at the top, but look at the bottom. It's just like our cylinder. It's flat at the bottom, but then it has curved side all around. So we're going to color that in just like the directions said. Nice job, guys. All right, last page for math today. Directions. Circle the ball that is above the net. Well, I see 2 balls. So which one is above the net? This one, above, somewhere on top of, right? Now it says, mark an X on the box that is directly below the net. Below the net. Now, directly means immediately or right under the net. So, which cube is directly below the net? Well, is this one below the net? Is this one below the net? Yeah. Is this one below the net? Well, kind of. It's also off to the side, though. So it's not directly below the net. It's next to the net. So we need to put an X on this cube because this is the one that is directly below or under the net. Nice job, guys. Nice job. All right, we are almost finished today. We have 2 more things left. Number 7 is flashcard practice, and today we're doing addition. Let's sing our song. Addition, addition, addition means plus. Addition, addition, you put them together. So you have 2 groups of objects and you're adding them together. Now this week I was working with a kiddo and they were confused in using both hands. Okay? Remember, if you are using your hands, you use one hand until you run out of fingers, and then you can use the other hand. Okay? But if you are getting pretty good at addition, I want you to try to solve these problems without using your fingers. Remember, we're working on fluency, which means knowing the answer without having to think about it, okay? Here we go. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 1 plus 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. My answer is 5. 3 plus 0. How many is it? 3. You start with 3 and you're adding 0 more, and that is 0. 2 plus 2 equals 4. You start with 2 and then you add 2 more. 1, 2. Your answer is 4. 4 plus 0 equals 4. You start with 4 and then you add 0 more, so your answer is still 4. 0 plus 0 equals 0. You have none, and then you add 0 more, still 0. 2 plus 3 equals 5. You start with 2 and then you add 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So your answer is 5. 1 plus 0 equals 1. Start with 1, add 0 more. So your answer is still 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. So you have 3 and then you add 1 more. So 3, 4. 2 plus 1 is 3. So you have 2, adding 1 more. So 2, 3. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 more is 2. Last one, guys. 5 minus 0 equals 5. You start with 5 and then you add 0 more, so you still have 5. Awesome job! All right, we, for our thematic video today, are going to re-watch our continents song. I love this song, guys, for a few different reasons. I love it because, it has a pretty catchy tune to it, and I catch myself singing it folding laundry, making dinner. I really like it. And it's also cool because it teaches you information and facts about the continent. So today we studied Africa. I want you to think about what the song teaches you about Africa today. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed our video, and I hope that you enjoy our thematic video, our continents song. I want you guys to remember that even though we aren't at school, I still think about you guys every day, and I miss you, and I will see you tomorrow for our video.